Erik, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on you right now. This is time for you to deliver your slate-approved pick. So your favorite overall play tonight is who and why?
Yeah, I think one of the expensive bats that we haven't touched on yet is Wander Franco at 5,200 against the Phillies. He shot up to this high price range pretty fast, even though he actually didn't look all that good early. Obviously, an incredible talent, one of the best prospects in the last several years, best since Vlad Jr. probably. But over his first 27 games, hit just 220, 283, 349. Very much not special at all. And his what was supposed to be his carrying tool, which was this elite low strikeout rate, he was at 20.8%, which is better than average, but not by a meaningful amount. But suddenly, over his last 20 games, he's been tearing it up, hitting 329, 391, 582. And he's cut that strikeout rate all the way down to 9.2%. A lot of extra factors make him especially interesting tonight. He is the switch hitter, but he's been way better against lefties. Pretty small sample still at the early part of his career, but a 174 WRC plus against lefties compared to an 84 WRC plus against righties. That's a wide enough split that we have to take notice, I think. And he'll face Ranger Suarez, who's been good as a reliever, but very shaky as a starter. I know he's got a 2.45 ERA, but that's about 2 runs better than what a lot of the ERA estimators say. 11 strikeouts against 10 walks in 4 starts. And he'll do that at Citizens Bank Park, which is one of the more hitter-friendly parks in the league. So I think this is a great time to jump on the Wander Franco bandwagon.
Matt, what about you, man?
So I'm looking at a similar team stack that I was looking at yesterday, where the Rockies are in Chicago against the Cubs at a time of year, and just coincidentally, it happens to be a point where the wind seems like it's going to be helping hitters again tonight. It's a little warm there, so I think it's a pretty good hitting environment, even though it's obviously not Coors Field. But you're also not getting the ownership of Coors Field on the Rockies, who are all priced in the $4,000 to $5,000 range. They were actually my favorite stack last night, even with Trevor Story getting the night off. He should be back in there tonight. He made a pinch hit appearance, so it wasn't injury related. They just didn't. They just wanted to give him a day off for whatever reason. But I think Justin Steele is a beatable matchup for sure, and the Rockies just will have to be less popular than some of the other teams that are in, I think, objectively much better spots, like the Angels most specifically in Baltimore, will garner just such a huge chunk of the ownership that beyond that, it's kind of just find the best possible values you can, because I'm not sure if there really is a chalk team after the Angels. So I do think the Rockies are up there as far as salary saving, which is important if you want to play guys like Corbin Burns and Jack Flaherty. I don't think paying up for the most expensive bats on the slate is necessarily the route, because we do have some really good high-end pitchers, though. So I think the Rockies are a pretty good value stack overall across the board. Trevor Story, if I have to pick a single player out of the stack, but I really like the team overall.
Paul, bring us home, dude. Your slate-approved pick, your favorite overall play this evening.
I'm going to give you a couple of game-related picks and a reason for fans to watch the Nats and Marlins, because if I don't talk about this, nobody's going to watch this game. It features 2 offenses that are putting up a lot of crooked numbers on bad teams lately, and they've had a pair of less than impressive starters throwing today. The Nats going with Erik Feedy, who has a 5.14 ERA. Marlins counter with Jesus Luzardo and a 7.76 ERA. They're going to both be out early with the ball going all over the yard, and the bullpens are terrible here. The over-under is set at 8.5. Why not go on the alternate run line, go a little higher and get a better payoff there? Then, just as I said yesterday, the underside bet is the game between the Jays and White Sox. I go wash, rinse, repeat here. The line is set at 9, and I would again recommend the alternate line to the underside for the better payoffs here. The Jays offense has stalled since Springer was sidelined, and I think some of their other everyday guys are showing signs of fatigue and the dog days here. Both lineups will face quality starting pitching in Dylan Cease and Jose Barrios. That'll go a long way toward keeping a lid on the offenses in this club.